Hey, Ginny here. When you're scrolling through Facebook and Twitter, what catches your eye? Is it the little bit of text? Or are you more likely to share images? I think that you'd probably be more likely to be attracted to the images. So I'm going to show you exactly how I create images using free images on the web. I have a little note and a disclosure in the presentation, so we'll get there. But make sure you check out the whole post at learnwithginny.com/marketing-images because I'll put all the links in there so you can find them. All right? So I hope you get a lot out of this, and I'll see you at the end of the presentation. So here we are creating eye-popping ads and how to create them using images in your ads for free and using free software. So first, let me go through why you even want to use images in your ads and in your posts. Your brain processes images faster than text. I found an interesting claim that 90% of information sent to your brain is visual. But after doing some digging, I couldn't find the actual study or the reference. So I did find in Psychology Today's blog post that much of our sensory cortex is devoted to vision, not a word processor. As a matter of fact, there's only a small portion that's dedicated to words and language. Most people don't even read your content. They only scan it for keywords and images. So I found a study, and I put the link on my post. 79% of the group that they studied scanned, and only 16% read word for word. So if you don't include images or break up your text, you're only getting to 16% of your readers. I don't know about the other 5%. Maybe they didn't read it at all. Images have an emotional impact. So marketing is emotional. Buying is definitely emotional. So make sure you put some eye-popping, stunning images that are congruent with your ads and that get your message across. Images also break up the text, which goes back to the second reason, which I listed here, that most people don't actually read your content. Images also create more credibility. So if I just posted text and no images, it really wouldn't look very professional on my blog. And you probably wouldn't read it. If you went to my blog and just saw a bunch of text, you might skim through it, but you wouldn't get the point. And then when I put images in there, it makes a lot more professional. So, number one tool that I use almost every day for my posts and for my ads is Canva. And it's free to sign up. It's canva.com. And the only thing you pay for is if you use any of the images in there that are not free, which they're only $1. So you might even want to play it safe and use those not free images for $1. So you go into Canva after you create your account and everything. I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to assume that you can do that yourself. But you click on Create Design. And then what comes up is a list of popular designs that are at the top. The social media one is the one I use the most. And then there's Facebook posts, which are a little bit wider. There's Instagram posts that are perfectly square for you to share on Instagram. So you pick one. Then when you have this blank design up, that's the perfect size for whatever that post is, you scroll through here and you find an image that you like. So I chose this pretty tulip, I believe it is. It's a free one. It happens to be a free one. So, and there are lots of really nice free ones in there. So I picked that. And oh, I must have mixed up my slides here. So I'll just go through that again real quick. Create a design, pick the kind of post you want, and then select your image. That was my steps, 1, 2, 3. So here's the one that I picked. Then after I picked it, I went ahead and you see this little arrow with 4 points on it. When you have that, you could move the text, and I moved it over to the left because that's where I wanted it, and I wanted to move the smaller text over to the right. So I moved it over to the left. All you do is click and hold while you have that 4 crossways arrow, and drag while you're holding your mouse button down over. Super easy to use. I also didn't want the light pink. I want it to pop out a little bit more. So when you have it selected, you can click on this little circle here of the color, and then I chose the plus because the color I wanted wasn't in there, and you can use this to pick the way the color you want. And then you just click it again to get rid of it. Then I also changed the text to marketing images because that's what I wanted on there. I did the same thing to the other text. I put in there catches your eye, and I also changed the color to white by clicking this little thing. And I didn't show it in this slide, but I did change the website to my website at the bottom. And also under this down arrow, and it doesn't show in here, but I want to point out that you can change the transparency to make it look like a watermark on your image if you'd like. I do that a lot with my website address on the images. So then you click the download button, and I choose image for web because that's what I'm using it for, and that makes it a smaller size so it's easy to share and doesn't take too long to load. And that's it. A little bit blurry on this screen, but that was it. Now, where are you going to find your free pictures if you don't want to use the ones in Canva? When my son was doing a school project once, he showed me this website where he was grabbing his images from. All he did was cite the images on his project, and it's called creativecommons.org. You scroll down the page and you find this CC search, and you look for some kind of keyword. For this I actually searched for the word visual, I think. So, and then I found it, and it happened to be on Pixabay, which is another. And I also made sure that it said public domain free for commercial use, no attribution required, which means you don't have to cite it. However, I do want to give you a word of caution. I did, as I was browsing articles and researching a little bit for my blog post, because I like to have some of my information to be accurate, I did find where someone had put a free image in their ebook, and the person who had created the image contacted a lawyer because evidently what happened is somebody had downloaded their images and uploaded it to Pixabay or I don't know if it was Pixabay, it could have been any of the free websites. There's a whole bunch of them on that Creative Commons. Anyway, they uploaded it there and said it was free, and it wasn't actually free because the photographers actually are supposed to put them on that websites, but anybody could do it. So, word of caution, just I would cite it, or I would go ahead and pay $1 for it in Canva. So anyway, you look for this public domain, make sure it's free for you to use with my little note of caution. And if you do want to cite it on your blog, I put a link to this in my blog post also, so if you need that link to find this example of how to cite an image, it'll be there. So it's basically the title, your description, which is your description, digital image, title of the website, etc., etc. That's all on my blog post. Go over there and read it. Now, another little note, if you're using an image for a Facebook ad, make sure that the text is less than 20% of the image. You can also see my blog post, and I listed a link to the tool on Facebook that actually checks that for you. You don't want to get banned on social media. You don't want your advertising to get banned or shut down. So make sure you check that before you submit your ad. So the blog post is at learnwithginny.com/marketing images. Thank you, and I'll see you after I close this presentation. So I hope you got value out of that. Make sure you go to learnwithginny.com/marketing images and check out the links that I mentioned in the presentation. And make sure you share this with people that you think would find it helpful. Make it a great day.